स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। यथाग्नेर्दाहिका शक्ति रामकृष्णे स्थिता हि या सर्वविद्यास्वरूपां तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। Let us spend few moments in silence and meditation. Let us offer our salutations to the all-pervading blissful spirit in any name or form. Let us offer our salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, Mother and Swamiji and Shankaracharya and the great sages, saints whose teachings we have inherited. May they inspire us with love for the truth. Let us for a few moments meditate on the divine blissful form of the all-pervading reality seated in the hearts of us all. Let us by all means try to feel the divine contact. As you inhale and exhale, think of positive vibrations, pure vibrations, peaceful vibrations, strong vibrations, healthy vibrations, fearless vibrations entering into the body and mind. These vibrations will destroy all the impurities, restlessness, weaknesses, negativity, diseases, etc. Slowly exhale, breathe out positive, peaceful and other vibrations. Think that you are Nitya, Shuddha, Buddha, Mukta, Ananda Niranjana Swarupa, eternal, pure, awakened, blissful, stainless Atman. Let us send positive, peaceful, pure, friendly thoughts, healthy thoughts to all people, east and west, north and south, known and unknown. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkhabhag bhavet. Om asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrutyorma amrutangamaya. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi Om. Let us recite the Shanti mantras and 2 shlokas of the Ishavasya Upanishad. Please repeat the Shanti mantras. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Gananam Tva Ganapatigam Havamahe. Kavim Kavinamupamashravastamam. Jeshtarajam Brahmanam. Brahmanaspata Ana. Shrunvannotibhis Siddhasadanam. Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu, Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shanno Mitrashyam Varunaha. Shanno Bhavatvaryama. Shanna Indro Bruhaspatihi. Shanno Vishnurukramaha. Namo Brahmane. Namaste Vayo. Tvameva pratyaksham brahmasi. Tvameva pratyaksham brahma vadishyami. Ritam vadishyami. Satyam vadishyami. Tanmamavatu. Tadvaktaramavatu. Avatu mam. Avatu vaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Yaschandasam Rishabho Vishwarupaha. Chandobhyo ध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासम् शरीरं मे विचर्षणम् जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवम् ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ वाङ्मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो डबल दीर्घम मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठिता मा विराविर्मयेधि वेदस्य म आणीस्थः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासीरनेनाधीते सीरनेनाधीते नाहोरात्रान् सन्धदामृतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवत् ववतु मामवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ all together पूर्णमदः पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ 16, 17 and 18 of the Isha Upanishad. 16, 17, 18 starting with Samohatejo Pushanne Karshe. Pushanne Karshe. Those who don't have, please look at your neighbor's book. Chant properly, loudly also. These are prayerful mantras. Pushanne Karshe Yamasurya Prajapatyavyoharashmin Samohatejo yatte Rupam kalyanatamam tatte pashyami Yosa vasau purusha sohamasmi Vayuranilamamrutamatedam Amrutamatedam Vayuranilamamrutamatedam Bhasmantagam shariram Om Krato smara kritagam smara Krato smara kritagam smara Agnenaya supataraye अस्मान्तगं शरीरम् अस्मान् अग्नेनय सुपताराये अग्नेनय सुपताराये अस्मान् विश्वानि देव विश्वानि देव वयुनानि विद्वान् योयोध्यस्म जुहुराणमेनो भूयिष्ठां ते नम उक्तिं विधेम। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरिः ओम। Now reading, understanding of practical Vedanta lectures of Swamiji, who is dealing with these Upanishads in detail without the Sanskrit version, because he was giving these lectures in London. So earlier chapter and the second chapter, Practical Vedanta, is 4 lectures. In the second lecture, he is telling the stories from the Chandogya Upanishad about Satyakama Jabala, then Upakoshala Kamalayana, and now another interesting story he comes up from the Chandogya Upanishad, which is directly dealing with today's subject, 17th and 18th mantras of the Ishavasya Upanishad. Swamiji says, I will now read to you some other doctrine of these ancient Upanishads about birth and death and so on. Shvetaketu is the third story, please remember, who have been coming regularly. First story is about Satyakama Jabala. Second story, Upakoshala Kamalayana. Now again Shvetaketu. He says, Shvetaketu went to the king of the Panchalas, and the king asked him, do you know where people go when they die? Do you know how they come back? Do you know why the other world does not become full? The boy replied that he did not know. Then he went to his father and asked him the same questions. The father said, I do not know. And he went to the king. The king said that this knowledge was never known to the priests. It was only with the kings. And that was the reason why kings ruled the world. This man, Shvetaketu, stayed with the king for some time, for the king said he would teach him. The other world, O Gautama, is the fire. The sun is its fuel. The rays are the smoke. The day is the flame. The moon is the embers. And the stars are the sparks. In this fire, the gods pour libation of faith, and from this libation King Soma is born. So on he goes. You need not make oblation to that little fire. The whole world is that fire. And this oblation, this worship, is continually going on. The gods and the angels and everybody is worshipping it. Man is the greatest symbol of fire, the body of man. The principle that underlies all these stories is that invented symbolism may be good and helpful, but already better symbols exist than any we can invent. You may invent an image through which to worship God, but a better image already exists, the living man. You may build a temple in which to worship God, and that may be good, but a better one, a much higher one, already exists, the human body. Now, here in this passage, find the word fire, word Surya, and everything is symbolic. The rays are the smoke, the day is the flame. In this fire, oblations are poured. Now read the 15th mantra, 16th mantra, 17th mantra, same idea. 15 says, Hey Surya Bhagavan, Pushanne Karshema Surya Prajapatyau. Then Hiranmayena Patrena Satyasyapi Hitam Mukham. Tattvam Pushanna Pavrunu Satya Dharmaya Drishtaye. So, Swamiji helps us to understand the technicalities of the Upanishad better. So you have to focus. Somebody, Ranganathanji used to tell, before reading the Upanishads or the Bhagavad Gita or anything, study Vivekananda's lectures thoroughly, properly. He has done a great service to the humanity of bringing it to our doorstep. As we say, Artipandu Volchi Chetulu Bettinatlu. We have to be grateful to this man. The short span of 8 years, he did all this work, traveling, speaking, starting an organization, inspiring the whole nation, inspiring the Europeans towards Vedanta, breaking the barriers of tradition sometimes. See, a free translation of the Ishavasya Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad, Katha Upanishad, all this comes. And now, interesting, direct today's subject, 17th and 18th shloka. Vedas have two parts. What are they? Karma Kanda, Gnana Kanda. Ritualistic portion, the knowledge portion. Then what happened? In time, ceremonials had multiplied, became so intricate. And in the Upanishads, we find the ceremonials are almost done away. In Gnanakanda, we don't find any ceremonials. Only Atma Bhavam, Upanishad, Brahman, etc. Meditation. Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, like that. We see that in old time, they had these oblations and sacrifices. The philosophers came, instead of snatching away the symbols from the hands, instead of taking away the negative position, which we unfortunately find in so many modern reforms, they gave something to take their place. What is that? Here is the symbol of fire, Agni. Hey Agni Deva, we chanted few minutes back. Shanno Mitra, Sham Varunaha. All these are symbolic forms of God. Symbol of fire. Very good. But here is another symbol, the earth. What a great symbol. Here is this little temple, but the whole universe is a temple. A man can worship anywhere. There are peculiar figures that men draw on earth. There are the altars, but here is the greatest of altars, the living, conscious human body. And to worship at this altar is far higher than the worship of any dead symbols. We now come to a peculiar doctrine. If you can make something out of it, I will read it to you. When a man dies, who has by meditation purified himself and got knowledge, he first goes to light, then from light to day, from day to the light, half of the moon, from that to the 6 months when the sun goes to the north, that is Uttarayana, from that to the year, from the year to the sun, from the sun to the moon, from the moon to the lightning, and when he comes to the sphere of lightning, he meets a person who is not human, and that person leads him to the conditioned Brahman, Saguna Upasana, Saguna Brahman. Read the 16th shloka prayer. Pushanne karshe yama surya, prajapatya vyuha rashmin, samuha tejo yatte rupam kalyanatamam tatte pashyami. Then he says, Yosavasau Purusha Sohamasmi. So by stages, Kramamukti, the Upasaka, the Sadhaka goes to Moksha. From your Loka to Loka, Loka to Loka. And when that Punyam and that Phalam is exhausted, he has to come back as Sadhaka again go higher life, till he attains that Mukti. It is called Krama Mukti in the Upanishad. What is meant by going to the world of the moon, of the sun, person whom comes to help the soul after it has reached the sphere of lightning, no one knows. There is an idea among the Hindus that the moon is a place where life exists, and we shall see how life has come from there. Those that have not attained to knowledge but have done good work in this life first go, when they die, through smoke, that is called Dakshinayana, then to night, then to dark 15 days, then to 6 months, when the sun goes to the south, and from that they go to the region of their forefathers, different lokas, Bhuhu, Bhuva, Swaha, Satyam, etc. Then to ether, then to the region of the moon. There become the food of the gods, and later are born as gods, live there so long as their good work will permit. And when the effect of the good work has been finished, they come back to the earth by the same route. They first become ether, then air, then smoke, then mist, then cloud, then fall upon the earth as raindrops. Then they get into food which is eaten up by the human beings and finally become their children. Those whose works have been very good take birth in good families, and those whose works have been bad take births in animal bodies. Animals are continually coming to and going from this earth. That is why the earth is neither full nor empty. So this is one or two passages from the second lecture of Practical Vedanta, which is our subject today. Ending of the Ishavasya Upanishad. What does he say there? 16. Yosavasau purusha sohamasmi. Before that, Pushanne karsheyama surya prajapatyavyo harashmin. Whole thing is a prayer. Please gather all the powerful Rashmi, the rays of the sun, which is hindering my sight of that higher truth. Then 17 says, Vayura nilam amrutama tedam bhasmantagam shariram. Shariram bhasmantagam. Hey Agnideva, what is the purpose of taking this body? To realize the truth. Body is an instrument. You are not the body, you are using the body. I am not the mic, I am using the mic. I am not the chair, I am using the chair. But I have to take care of that body. Sharira madhyam kalu dharma sadhanam. But don't be obsessed by the body. Make it fit, healthy. That is why yoga asanas, good food, nutrition, rest. That's all. That's all is the purpose of the body. Not for show, not for drama, not for any other physical exhibition. The purpose has to be realized as early as possible. Shubhasya Shikram. So Shariram Bhasmantagam is a great ritual. It is not just throwing into the fire or throwing into the earth. It is for gaining the knowledge of higher Brahman, of higher nature, higher purpose. Now, as Krishna says, second chapter, Vasamsi jirnani yata vihaya navani grihnati naroparani tata sharirani vihaya jirnan anyani shayati navani dehi. Just like a disused garment is thrown out. A used garment which has lost its texture, which has lost its quality. So the body has to go. And then the rebirth takes place. A new body, fresh body, till you reach moksha. So now since this body is becoming old, cramped, I have done enough sadhana for this. So bhasmantagam, let it dissolve, let it become ashes. It is not a casual burning of the body, but it is a sacred ritual. It's going back to nature, into Panchamahabhutas. So Agni Devata acts like a medium, acts like a broker between sadhaka, the upasaka, and the cosmic being. He is the channel to take the spirit to the higher world. So the upasaka says, may this body of mine get reduced to ashes. In Agni Bhagavan, Bhasmantagam Sharira. I am ready for leaving this body. So that preparation is very, very important. And what you think at the end of the life, that alone you become. If you have to think, Sri Ramakrishna says, if you think of ghost, you will become a ghost. If you think of God, you will become a God. Decide. Manav Janma has got that two paths, path of pravritti and path of nivritti, path of shreyas and path of prayas, a spiritual path or a worldly path. The Manda Buddhi takes the worldly path because his mind is objectified, he wants only enjoyment of the vastus. The man who has done sadhana, who has got some higher values in life, he takes up shreyas, spiritual welfare. One is outward going tendency, the other is antarmukhi bhava. And now after saying this, shariram bhasmantagam agni, let it go into the fire. It's a reminder call for him at the end of his life. He is approaching death, he is clear about it. What does he say? Om krato smara, kritagam smara, krato smara, kritagam smara. Reminding call. Oh mind, what are you thinking at this old age? Remember this, smara, 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 smara. Remember the truth. As I told last Sunday, Sri Ramakrishna is thinking only of Narendra. Narendra has not come, Narendra has not. That is, Vivekananda has not yet come. 1 week over, 10 days over. What has happened to him? Mother said that he would come. This fellow is not coming. He is very busy. Then when he comes, Sri Ramakrishna is so excited. He is feeding him, he is talking to him, he is loving him so much. He is feeling embarrassed. He is just a college boy. Sri Ramakrishna is so Paramahamsa, and other devotees are there. He is not bothered about other devotees. He is bothered about Narendra. And Narendra one day took him out of the room and said, always thinking of me. You will become like Jadabharata. You will become Jadabharata. Scolded him. Jadabharata, in the end, he thought only of the jinka, only of the deer. And he became a deer. He fell in love with the deer. He was a king. He renounced Vanaprastha and sannyasa. But he saved a deer, a fawn, a baby deer. And it was so nice, so pretty, so tender. He was taking care of that, forgetting his meditation, forgetting his other things. He became a deer because that fellow came near the deathbed of Jadabharata. Next Janma, he became a deer. In the last, what you think that you will become? Be careful, he says. That you will become like me, you like Jadabharata. Then Sri Ramakrishna runs back to the temple. Says, Mother, this fellow is telling like this. Is it true? No, don't worry about it. You will not become Jadabharata. You are loving him because you see me in him. It's not a body called Naren that you are loving or feeding. It is me. I am there. Then Sri Ramakrishna was very much relieved. Next day comes Narendra. Sri Ramakrishna is waiting for Narendra's arrival and says, you fool, you confused me. You confused me by telling all these comments. Mother says, no, I am loving you because I see Mother in you. That was Sri Ramakrishna's wonderful experience. So if you are thinking of God, thinking of Brahman, thinking of a higher life, from the beginning, earlier stages, Subhashya Shigram, then in the end you will not think about worldly things or jinka or property or things like that. So he says here, oh mind, kratosmara, you have to practice upasana all the time. Kratosmara, whatever you have done, remember, the sadhana, the japa, the upavasams, the homas, the yagnas, based on the scriptures. Kratosmara. ఏమి చేశావో గుర్తుపెట్టు. Kritagam smara, kratosmara, kritagam smara, 3 times. How important this reminder call is. Because we again and again get attached to this world, to the body, to the relationships, to the families, to all our objects. And why knowingly suffer? Why are we biting the fingers which is feeding us? One step more, we can get so much enjoyment, so much of gold. Remember the first shloka. Ishavasyamidagam sarvam. Yatkinchit jagatyam jagat. Knowing that renounce. Tena tyaktena bhunjita. When you renounce, you can enjoy more. Magrada kasya svidhanam. Yavar dabbu. Yavar dhanam. Kasya siddhanam. You are thinking is yours. You are forgetting everything. So here he is talking about sensitivity of the mind. In sadhana, what is important is sensitivity. A mirror is very sensitive. That is why you are able to see your face. The mic is very sensitive. So mind has to become sensitive, pure. That is why he is giving. At that crucial moment of death, don't think of any funny worldly things. In the 8th chapter, Sri Krishna mentions, 5th shloka, 8.5. What does he say? Antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram. Then 6th and 7th he says, Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam temai vaiti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavitaha. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram means the body. Before the body drops like a used garment, Antakalecha mameva. Think of me. Entertaining whatever thought a man leaves, his body, at the time of his body, at the time of death, having dwelt constantly on that thought, he achieves verily that, O Arjuna. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhyacha. Sarveshu kaleshu. That's what he is hinting us. Kratosmara, kritagam smara, kratosmara, kritagam smara. Not other things. Sri Ramakrishna makes that funny example. A man is dying and dying and dying. Slowly eyes are closing, pulse is getting reduced. Suddenly he wakes up. He makes his eyes big and sees there is a lamp lit in his room. Because he is passing away, lamp will be lit there. Agnideva has to take that body. And that flame was too big, too much. Sri Ramakrishna, that man who is dying, he calls his wife and says, "A deepam velugu tagginchu, reduce it a little." Said, "Why should I reduce? So much oil is getting exhausted." This fellow is dying, but he is worried about the expenditure, worried about the oil. We add funnily there, commentators. The wife told, it seems, "Go quickly, it is for you only." For your sake we have kept. What are you talking? Lamp is required. So our life is based only on these funny worldly things. We are not thinking of anything higher. Only about oil and only about pappu and uppu. What is life? So that is what? Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhyacha mayarpita mano buddhihi mame vaishyasya samshayaha. Therefore, at all times think of me constantly, sarveshu kaleshu, and also fight, do your duty. Kshatriya has to do his duty. A student has to do his duty. That is their fighting, that is their struggle. If your mind and heart are fixed on me, you will undoubtedly attain me only. Hey Krato, Krato means hey Manasa, oh my mind. Remember Smara. Remember this truth. What you have to remember? Om represents Ishvara. Uttering the word Om again and again You may remember the Lord with the senses under control. Omkara Vedya. By chanting the Om, you can realize Sri Ramakrishna. Abhedanandaji writes, Om itidagam sarvam. Om is Ganesha, Om is Saraswati, Om itidagam sarvam, Makara, Ukara, Makara iti. Om is Saptaswaras, Om is our Shabda, Om is our Bhasha. So remember Om, Krato, He Manas, He mind, Smara, remember this. Whatever you have done, sadhana, upasana, parayana, rituals, japa, dhyana, remember it now. Don't put your mind on worldly objects. So, what is the meaning of this 17th shloka? If one has not developed this consciousness, this spiritual consciousness, it is only body consciousness, it is only money consciousness, it is only name and fame consciousness. Where is the sensitivity? Where is your purity? Smara, remember it. It will not vibrate at the time of passing away. Impossible. Mind will not cooperate. That's why be healthy. And in the second mantra it is told, Shatagam Samaha, one who does these karmas, he can live 100 years of healthy life. Otherwise, suffering of this body, prarabdha is there, of course. But even if that man is in coma, inside he will be so happy. He is remembering his Atman. Physically he is not reacting to any treatment. So this spiritual consciousness mentioned here, Krato Smara, Kratagam Smara, Krato Smara, Kratagam Smara, this can be developed by intense sadhana, regular sadhana. Here, consciousness that we talk about in the Upanishads, in Vedanta, is the union with reality that comes to the forefront at the time of Mrityu. Because from 15th, 16th, 17th shloka is all at the end of death, end of your life, Mrityu. So the importance of having the right spiritual consciousness at the time of passing away is stressed here in the Shruti. Shruti means Upanishad. Now the last mantra of the Upanishad, 18. Agnenaya supataraye. Repeat. Asman vishvani deva vayunani vidvan Yuyodhyasmadjuhuranameno Bhuyishtam te namavuktim vidhema. It's a wonderful prayer at the time of death, a real positive prayer of the great Upasaka. What does he say? Agnenaya supataraye. O Agni, lead us by the good path. Supata. Patha means path. Supata. Good path. What is the good path? We will come to know. So that we may enjoy the wealth or the fruits of the good deeds we have done. Now recollect 15 minutes back what we studied of Swamiji. Because of the good deeds, the punya that you have acquired by doing the rituals and Shastra Pramana karmas, everything, you will attain the different lokas as per your standard, as per your quality. So enjoy the fruits of the good deeds we have done. Agnenaya supataraye. Please take us in the good path. You know all the deeds. What are the deeds? Let us take the your parayanas, your upavasas, your rituals, your festivals. All these are good deeds, not as a tradition, not just because your grandmother told, but as a sadhana. Whether it's Ganesha Puja or whether it is Krishnashtami or the Ramanavami, the hundreds of festivals that we have, do it as a sadhana. Don't do it as just something to be done. But are you improving? Are you gaining the Ganesha consciousness? Are you gaining the Rama consciousness, the Krishna consciousness, the Buddha consciousness? That is the purpose of all these things. So you know all our deeds. Earlier, when talking of Pravritti Marga, when did he talk of Pravritti Marga? In the 11th shloka. Vidya, avidya, sambhuti, asambhuti. This is pravritti and another is nivritti. But he is speaking about samuchaya. At every third shloka he is telling samuchaya. Bring them together, bring them together. Sambhuti, asambhuti, vidya, avidya. Sambhutincha vinashancha. Otherwise you will go in different directions only. The unity will not be there. The packing will be very, very loose. So the Upanishad suggested about samuchaya or combination of karma and upasana. Karma is rituals, pujas, upasana is meditation. We gave the example of pujas done in Ramakrishna Math. Rituals are done, mudras are done according to the Vedika Dharma, but meditation also is done. A new concept of tradition brought in by Swami Ramakrishna Anandaji. He was a master pujari. He brought all the mantras from the Upanishads, from the Vedas and put it into Ramakrishna mold. So the Upasaka here has to perform what? Karma means Nitya Naimittika Karma. Like what? Pancha Mahayagnas. Pancha Mahayagnas. We get in the Bhagavad Gita and other Upanishads also. Bhuta Yagna, Pitru Yagna, Rishi Yagna. This has to be done by the worldly people. So in this mantra, the 18th mantra, the sadhaka addresses Agni. When we start the puja, what do? First light up the fire. Symbolic. First deepam veligincha. Then other things will continue. In the house when you go, if you are alone, what will you do with the house? Will you go straight away go into the kitchen? Light up. Put switch on. Deepam veligincha. So that is a symbol of sacredness, symbol of brightness. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya. So when the mind is dark, you have to light up the Agni inside, the fire inside. So, O Lord, who are the ultimate witness of everything, Agnenaya Supata Raye, I have done several karmas, several noble karmas, as prescribed by the Shastras. You are the witness. You have seen. I have offered oblation to you. I have lighted you up. I have protected you. You know everything. So he is directly communicating with Agni Deva. Hey Bhagavan, O Agni Deva, I have done upasana. I deserve Shukla Gati. Shukla means white, the path of Uttarayana. Next sentence you see. Agnenaya supata raye asman vishwani deva vayunani vidwan. Very important word. Vishwani deva vayunani vidwan. You know all the karmas that I have done. You have seen. You are my witness. Vayunani means karmani. The rituals that have been prescribed by the scriptures, by the Shastras. All those karmas that you have been witness to, please therefore help me. Please be of guide to me, support me, because Agni will directly communicate with the Supreme Being. Please help us lead through the auspicious Shukla Gati. Supata Asman Naya. Supata means auspicious path, sacred path. Or here it means the path of Krama Mukti Marga. Step by step you go to different lokas, then finish your punyam there, come back again little more. As Swamiji said, you will be born in that families. Same what Sri Krishna tells in the 8th chapter. If your life is cut off after certain period when you are doing sadhana, depending on the merit of the sadhana, you will get to that loka and come back again. You will not be born in the lower lives. You will be born in that family, that surroundings, that environment. That same thing happened with Jadabharata. The Raja Jadabharata born as a jinka, born as a deer. But since the previous karmas are there, susamskaras are there, he lived not with other worldly animals. He lived in the ashramas of the sages, listening to the mantras, eating that prasadam only. If the sages are doing, the deer also is, the sages are doing upavasam, the deer also is doing upavasam. If the sages are chanting the mantras, it is nodding the head. Internally that spirit is there. Body is a human, this body. And later it attained human birth again. Then from human birth it went to the mokshaloka, brahmaloka. So that same thing he says. Supata asmannaya, the auspicious path or the kramamutti marga. For what? Raye karma phalam, for getting the result of all the sadhana have done. Vishwani deva vayunani vidvan yoyodyasma juhuranameno bhuyishtam te nama uktim videma. Raye means karma phala or sadhana phala, meaning for one word, raye. And then look at the point here. Yoyodhyasma juhuranameno. There may be many mistakes that I have committed, many mischievous actions I have done, many foolish actions I have done in my sadhana, out of ignorance or out of foolishness. These may cause a kind of obstruction for my mukti. So you please help me to overcome these difficulties, kleshas. Whatever they may be, please put them aside, or yoyodhyasma, yoyodhi, put them aside. Okay? Such a prayer is the effect of alertness. That's why Sri Ramakrishna says, sadhu savdhan. Be always alert. Sadhu means one who is a upasaka. Hey sadhu, Kabir Das, how many times he told. Guru bina kaun batave baat. Who will tell you all these things except the Guru? Take refuge at the feet of the Guru. Don't think you can do anything by yourself. Guru Kripa is very much required. So he takes the help of the Agni Devata. So a normal person does not feel the necessity for the removal of this mischief, removal of these deceits, removal of this hypocrisy. He goes on and on in that suffering only. But a sadhaka thinks, oh, I have done some mischief, some mistakes, which should not have been done. So I am asking Agni Devata just to keep aside and allow me to go forward. Let him bless me, let him take care of me. So, a few more important points. Time is up. And we'll conclude this Ishavasya Upanishad next Sunday with a little summary. And then take up introduction next Sunday itself of Kena Upanishad. So you can keep the book and read again the Ishavasya Upanishad. Those who want, it's all uploaded and many other talks are there. We'll take up Kena Upanishad as our second study. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.